Ladies and gentlemen, clarity is the foundation of every great achievement. Without a clear vision, you're like a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly, hoping to land somewhere worthwhile. But let me tell you something. Hope is not a strategy. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And that design starts with defining exactly what you want to create in 2025. When I say clarity, I don't mean a vague, wishy-washy idea like, I want to do better this year, or I want to be successful. That's not clarity, that's noise. Clarity is precise, it's measurable, it's specific. Clarity means knowing exactly what success looks like for you. It's being able to close your eyes and see every detail of your goal. The sights, the sounds, the emotions. What does the perfect year look like for you? Imagine it vividly. What do you want to achieve in your career, in your relationships, in your health? What kind of person do you want to become by the end of this year? Get specific. If you want financial growth, define the exact number you're working toward. If you're focusing on health, decide how much weight you'll lose, what endurance level you'll reach, or how many times you'll commit to working out each week. But here's the secret. Clarity isn't just about seeing the end result. It's about understanding the journey. You need to break it down into smaller, actionable steps. Think of your goal as a mountain. Clarity isn't just knowing there's a peak. It's mapping the path to get there. What are the milestones along the way? What are the daily and weekly actions that will keep you moving in the right direction? And clarity isn't static. It's a living, breathing thing. As you grow and evolve, your vision might shift slightly, and that's okay. What's important is that you're always operating with purpose. Every action, every decision, every thought should align with the bigger picture you've created for yourself. Here's the thing about a clear vision. It becomes a magnet. When you know exactly where you're headed, you'll notice opportunities start showing up, not because the world has magically changed, but because your focus has. What you focus on expands. If you're clear about your goals, you'll naturally start to see the resources, people, and circumstances that can help you achieve them. And let's not forget the emotional power behind clarity. It's not enough to intellectually know what you want, you have to feel it. Your vision should ignite a fire in your soul. When you think about your goal, it should excite you, energize you, and pull you forward even on the days when motivation is hard to find. That emotional connection is what will keep you on track when things get tough. Clarity isn't something you think about once and forget. It's something you revisit daily. Write your vision down, speak it out loud, meditate on it, make it so ingrained in your mind that it becomes a part of who you are. Because when your vision is clear, your actions gain purpose, your obstacles lose power, and your success becomes inevitable. And resilience is the defining factor that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. Challenges are not optional, they are inevitable. Life doesn't ask you if you're ready to face adversity. It simply places it in your path. And how you respond in those moments determines the trajectory of your life. Think about this. Challenges are not here to stop you. They're here to teach you, to push you, to stretch you. They are the weight that builds the muscle of your mind and spirit. Without resistance, there is no growth. Imagine trying to lift weights at the gym with no tension, no resistance. You'd build nothing. The same is true for life. It's the pressure, the difficulty, and the setbacks that forge strength. The first step in developing resilience is to shift your perspective on challenges. Most people see obstacles as roadblocks, as reasons to stop or give up. But resilient individuals see them differently. They see challenges as opportunities. Every time life throws something difficult at you, it's asking, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to rise to the occasion? Are you willing to become the person capable of overcoming this? Think about your own life. Look back on the hardest moments you've faced. At the time, they may have felt overwhelming, even unbearable. But now, with the benefit of hindsight, you can see how those moments shaped you. They taught you lessons, built your character, and revealed strengths you didn't even know you had. And let's be real, life doesn't play fair. Sometimes the challenges you face will feel unjust. You'll wonder, why me? Why now? But resilience means letting go of the need for fairness and focusing on what you can control. It's about refusing to be a victim of circumstance. It's about taking ownership of your response, no matter how difficult the situation may be. Resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about enduring it, processing it, and using it as fuel. Pain is part of the journey. It's there to wake you up, to challenge your limits, and to push you to grow. But here's the truth. Pain without purpose leads to suffering. Resilience is what turns pain into purpose. It's what allows you to extract meaning from hardship and use it to move forward stronger and wiser. One of the keys to building resilience is learning how to manage your inner dialogue. When challenges arise, what do you tell yourself? Are you feeding your mind with fear, doubt, and negativity, or are you speaking words of strength, courage, and possibility? Resilient people know that the most important conversation they'll ever have is the one they have with themselves. Your mind is either your greatest ally or your biggest enemy, and resilience starts with mastering that internal dialogue. Another crucial aspect of resilience is flexibility. Life will rarely go exactly as planned. You'll face detours, delays, and disappointments. But resilience isn't about stubbornly clinging to one path. It's about adapting, recalibrating, and finding new ways forward. It's about being willing to pivot without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Support systems also play a role in resilience. Nobody achieves greatness alone. Resilient people surround themselves with individuals who uplift them, challenge them, and hold them accountable. They seek out mentors, peers, and friends who remind them of their strength when they start to doubt themselves. And let's not forget the power of reflection. Resilient individuals take time to pause and reflect on their challenges. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? They don't waste energy wishing things were easier. They focus on becoming better. Resilience is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice to shrink back or to step up. Each time you choose to step up, you're strengthening your resilience. You're proving to yourself that you can handle more than you thought possible. Ultimately, resilience is about commitment. It's about committing to the belief that no matter what happens, you will find a way to move forward. It's not about being invincible. It's about being unshakable. It's about knowing that even when the storm comes, you have the power to stand tall, adapt, and keep moving toward your vision. If there's one principle that will transform your life faster than anything else, it's this: massive action equals massive results. This isn't just a motivational soundbite. It's a universal truth. Success isn't reserved for the lucky or the talented. It's earned by those who are willing to put in relentless effort. Let's start with the concept of action. Too many people spend their lives stuck in a cycle of overthinking and hesitation. They analyze every detail, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances. But perfection is a myth, and waiting for it is a recipe for inaction. Action is what creates progress. Not planning, not wishing, not hoping. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Now, I'm not talking about ordinary action. I'm not talking about dipping your toe in the water or doing just enough to get by. I'm talking about massive action. This is the kind of action that makes you uncomfortable, that stretches you, that forces you to operate outside of your comfort zone. It's the kind of action that makes people around you wonder, how does this person keep going? Massive action isn't about doing a little more. It's about committing fully, giving everything you've got, and then finding a way to give even more. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They're not necessarily smarter, luckier, or more talented than everyone else. What sets them apart is their willingness to outwork everyone in the room. They don't stop at good enough. They don't settle for mediocrity. They push themselves to a level that most people aren't willing to reach. Massive action also requires consistency. Taking massive action for one day, 1 week, or even 1 month isn't enough. Success is a cumulative process. It's the result of small, consistent efforts repeated over time. It's like planting seeds. You can't plant one seed, water it once, and expect a forest. You plant hundreds, even thousands, and you nurture them every single day until they grow into something extraordinary. One of the biggest obstacles to taking massive action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Fear is inevitable. It's part of the human experience. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people take action despite their fear. They understand that the only way to overcome fear is to move through it. Every step you take in the face of fear weakens its hold on you. Massive action also requires focus. You can't spread yourself too thin and expect great results. You have to prioritize what truly matters and pour your energy into it. Ask yourself, what are the 1 or 2 things that if I do them consistently and at a high level will make the biggest difference in my life? Once you identify those things, go all in. Eliminate distractions. Say no to what doesn't serve your goal. And let's talk about persistence. Massive action doesn't guarantee immediate results. In fact, sometimes it feels like you're putting in all this effort and getting nowhere. But remember this, success doesn't always show up on your timeline. The work you're putting in now is planting seeds that will grow later. Most people give up right before they see results because they underestimate how long success takes. But the truth is, massive action builds momentum. The more you do, the more you learn, the better you get, and the closer you move to your goal. Massive action also means being willing to fail, and fail often. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every time you fail, you gain valuable feedback. You learn what works, what doesn't, and what you need to adjust. Failure is a teacher. And massive action means embracing failure as part of the process. These are the lessons, the 5 lessons that failure is teaching us. Failure is the lessons, the 5 lessons that failure is teaching us. Failure is the lessons, the 5 lessons that failure is teaching us. Failure is the lessons, the 5 lessons that failure is teaching us. Failure is the lessons, the 5 lessons. Failure is teaching us. Failure is the 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 lessons. Failure is teaching us. 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 Don't forget the importance of energy. Taking massive action requires stamina, mental, emotional, and physical. This means you need to take care of yourself. Eat well, exercise, and rest when you need to. Your energy is your fuel, and you can't expect to sustain massive action without refueling. Finally, massive action is about commitment. It's about deciding once and for all that you're all in, that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many obstacles you face, you will not stop until you achieve your goal. It's about burning the boats and eliminating any option other than success. Massive action isn't just something you do, it's a mindset. It's a way of showing up in the world. It's about living with urgency, purpose, and an unwavering belief that you can create the life you desire. If you want to create extraordinary results in your life, you have to start by elevating your standards. Your standards define the quality of your life. They dictate what you're willing to accept, how you show up, and what you demand from yourself and the world around you. When you raise your standards, you change everything. Your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your results. Let's be clear. Your current life is a reflection of your current standards. The level of health you experience, the relationships you enjoy, the career you've built, it's all a result of what you've been willing to settle for. If you're not where you want to be, the first step is to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I tolerating? What am I settling for? Because the truth is, we don't get what we want in life. We get what we're willing to accept. Elevating your standards starts with the decision. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is the minimum I'll accept in every area of my life. It's about refusing to tolerate mediocrity, not just from others, but from yourself. It's about committing to a new level of excellence, one that demands more from you than you've ever given before. But raising your standards isn't just about saying you want more. It's about becoming the person who can achieve more. It's about aligning your thoughts, actions, and habits with the level of success you're aiming for. For example, if you want to elevate your health, it's not enough to say, I want to be fit. You have to live like a fit person. That means eating nutritious foods, exercising consistently, and prioritizing rest and recovery. The same principle applies to every area of your life. If you want a thriving career, you need to operate with a level of professionalism, creativity, and discipline that matches your ambition. If you want deeper relationships, you need to show up as a more present, empathetic, and loving person. Elevating your standards isn't just about demanding more from the world. It's about demanding more from yourself. One of the biggest barriers to raising your standards is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of not being enough. But here's the truth. You don't need permission to raise your standards. You don't need validation from anyone else. Your standards are yours to set, and they're yours to enforce. When you decide to elevate them, you take control of your life in a way that's powerful and transformative. Another key to elevating your standards is your environment. The people you surround yourself with play a massive role in shaping your standards. If you're surrounded by people who settle for less, who make excuses, or who don't push themselves, it's easy to fall into the same patterns. But when you surround yourself with people who demand excellence, who challenge themselves and hold themselves accountable, you naturally start to do the same. Standards aren't just about big life-changing decisions. They're also about the small everyday choices you make. They show up in how you treat yourself, how you treat others, and how you approach your work. Do you consistently give your best effort, or do you cut corners when no one's watching? Do you honor your commitments, or do you let excuses take over? Your standards are reflected in the details of your daily life. Raising your standards also requires clarity. You need to define what better looks like. What does excellence mean to you in your health, career, relationships, and personal growth? Without a clear picture, it's easy to slip back into old patterns. Write it down. Make it tangible. When you're clear about your new standards, it's easier to hold yourself accountable to them. And let's not forget accountability. Elevating your standards isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process. It's easy to feel motivated for a few days or weeks, but lasting change requires consistency. That's where accountability comes in. Share your goals with someone you trust. Hire a coach or mentor. Track your progress regularly. When you have someone holding you accountable, you're far less likely to fall back into old habits. Elevating your standards doesn't mean life becomes easier. In fact, it often means life gets harder in the short term. It requires more effort, more discipline, and more resilience, but the rewards are worth it. When you raise your standards, you attract better opportunities, build stronger relationships, and create a life that reflects your highest potential. Remember, your standards are the foundation of everything you achieve or don't achieve. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing what you're willing to accept. Because the moment you decide to elevate your standards, you set a new baseline for what's possible in your life. Focus and discipline are the twin engines that drive achievement. Without them, even the best intentions will falter. Success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things with precision, consistency, and unwavering determination. Focus gives your efforts direction, while discipline ensures you stay on course, even when motivation wanes. Together, they are unstoppable. Let's begin with focus. In today's world, focus is a rare and precious commodity. We live in an age of endless distractions, social media notifications, emails, and a constant barrage of information pulling us in 1,000 directions. If you're not intentional about where you direct your energy, it's easy to scatter your efforts. and end up with nothing substantial to show for it. Focus is about clarity. It's about knowing exactly what matters most to you and committing to it with laser-like precision. The key to focus is eliminating what doesn't serve your goals. This means learning to say no to the things that dilute your energy, even if they seem appealing or urgent in the moment. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to your priorities. To master focus, you need to create an environment that supports it. Look around you. Is your workspace cluttered or clear? Do you have systems in place to block out distractions, like turning off notifications or setting dedicated work hours? Your environment should be a sanctuary for focus, not a minefield of interruptions. Focus also requires intention. Before you start your day, ask yourself, what are the 1 or 2 things I must accomplish today to move closer to my goals? These are your priorities, and they deserve your full attention. Multitasking is a myth. It doesn't make you more productive. It divides your attention and lowers the quality of your work. True focus means giving your full presence to one task at a time. Now let's talk about discipline. If focus is about knowing what to do, discipline is about doing it not once, not occasionally, but consistently. Discipline is the ability to act in alignment with your goals regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about showing up even when you're tired, unmotivated, or overwhelmed. Discipline is built on habits. Your habits are the foundation of your success, and they are formed by the choices you make every single day. Each time you choose to stick to your plan, whether it's getting up early, going to the gym, or focusing on deep work, you're strengthening your discipline. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Investing in yourself and your discipline is the single greatest obstacle that will prevent you from reaching your goals. But discipline isn't just about willpower. Willpower alone is finite. It can't carry you through the long haul. True discipline is about creating systems and routines that make it easier to stay consistent. For example, if your goal is to eat healthier, plan your meals in advance so you're not tempted by unhealthy options. If you want to exercise regularly, schedule your workouts at the same time every day so they become a non-negotiable part of your routine. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is its ability to compound over time. Small discipline actions repeated daily create massive results. Imagine committing to just 1 hour of focused work on your most important goal every day. Over a year, that's 365 hours. A significant amount of progress. Discipline turns small efforts into big outcomes. End quote. Another critical component of discipline is self-restraint. It's about resisting the temptation to take the easy way out. It's about staying true to your commitments even when shortcuts or distractions appear. This isn't about denying yourself joy or pleasure. It's about delaying gratification to achieve something far greater. The ability to say no to what feels good in the moment in favor of what serves your long-term vision is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Discipline also means being resilient. It's easy to stay disciplined when things are going well, but what about when obstacles arise? What about when you experience setbacks, failures, or moments of doubt? Discipline is what keeps you moving forward in the face of adversity. It's what allows you to pick yourself up after a fall and keep pushing toward your goals. So discipline, focus, and discipline work hand in hand. Without focus, discipline becomes aimless, energy wasted on tasks that don't move the needle. Without discipline, focus becomes fleeting, a momentary burst of intention that fades away. Together, they create a powerful synergy that can overcome any challenge and achieve any goal. So, focus and discipline aren't traits you're born with. They're skills you develop through practice. Every time you resist a distraction, every time you follow through on a commitment, every time you prioritize what matters most, you're strengthening these skills. Over time, they become second nature, a part of who you are. When you master focus and discipline, you unlock the ability to create extraordinary results. You become unstoppable not because you're always motivated, but because you've built the habits and systems that ensure you consistently show up and do the work. These are the qualities that separate the average from the exceptional, and they are within your reach if you're willing to commit to them fully.